I think we're good. I think we are good. What's going on TikTok? What's going on YouTube? And we're back with another live stream on this Mother's Day. I don't know how many people are going to show up for this one, how many people are going to be chilling with their moms. But if you're here, I just wanted to show up for you guys. Welcome. If you're catching this on replay, drop me a like or a comment or share this with your people after you catch this live. I wish your mothers uh, uh, oh, we can go live together. Let me do a little intro. Then, if you still want to go live, let me know. But that's cool. I see that people can invite themselves to go live. So, if you are a mother, happy Mother's Day. If you're not, wish them happy Mother's Day. Hope you all had a good day. And I'm just here to answer you guys' questions. If you're here for the first time, welcome. We're Pre-PT Grind. I'm Casey, the co-founder is Joseph. I'm on TikTok. I'm on YouTube as well. And we help you guys get into PT school without wasting a bunch of time, money, stress, anxiety, tears, whatever you guys are going through. And that's why we're here. If you're not new, welcome back. You know how we do this. You can drop the questions and we will get rolling. So since it is not necessarily a huge holiday, but many people might be out. I don't know how long we're going to do the live stream, so you can drop your questions or you can try hopping on live again if you guys want to join live on TikTok and hop in. I'm not sure how to do that from my end, but I saw somebody try and invite themselves. So if you figure out how to invite yourself and you want to YouTube, if you want to hop on with me on TikTok, you can try it. But you guys can try to do that as well. But while you guys are getting your questions ready, whether on YouTube or TikTok, a question I've gotten recently was more so about how the application cycle is going to open. When is it going to open? What does that mean? How do I get started? Can I start early? Can I not start early? And all that good stuff in between. So I rant and ramble around that a little bit before the questions start coming through. And if they don't come through, hey, we'll hop off early. We'll call this a I don't know, PT start to PT cast live stream or something like that. Then we'll call it a day. PT student from Haiti, what's going on? Thanks for joining. Coco, I'm gonna just say Coco. Thanks for joining. Glad you're here. And yeah, so let me start from this. Last cycle, the PT CAS application, the physical therapist centralized application service, what you guys apply to and through, opened newly last year, and it opened June 15th. When the years prior before that, it opened July 1st, and that was it. That's the start of the bell. You guys can apply to that school or any schools you want on July 1st. But it changed last year, and they opened it to you guys, the students, the pre-PTs, on June 15th, meaning that you guys could apply to PT school, not on June 15th, but still on July 1st. So that time frame between June 15th and July 1st was kind of a warm-up session. It was your time to get your act together. It was your time to start on the application without either things being deleted or you having to pull things through, or your fear of asking for letters of recommendation, then them having to resend them. All that was changed last year, and now you can start your application on June 15th, but you cannot submit it until July 1st. Then when July 1st comes, then the application is open to everyone. Now you can apply to one school, 10 schools, 100 schools. You can do early decision or not. And that's when the schools can see what's open on your end. So I've been getting a lot of questions about that from probably about 2-3 weeks ago up until now. And I assume more of these questions are going to come through as the next month opens up, because we have about 6 weeks or so until the next cycle opens up. So I know all the questions will be rolling in then. But for those of you on, I just wanted to give you a head start and a heads up as to how that works. So again, June 15th is when the application cycle opens to you guys, the pre-PTs, and you can start on your application. Then July 1st is when you can submit your application to whatever schools you want. That does not mean you have to submit on July 1st. Oh my gosh, it's open on July 1st. It just means it is open for you to submit, and the schools can then see all your information, and the schools can have all their stuff done. That's when it really opens. June 15th is just the warm-up period. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. It's a new thing they started last year. I love it. It's a good change. It gives you guys a little less anxiety going into the cycle as well. It gives you a little warm-up period to start putting things in without the pressure of, oh my gosh, I need to submit super early. It's like, no, you can chill out a little bit. So that's how that works. Then if you are super anxious and you do want to start on stuff before 6 weeks from now, the things that will change, sorry, I'll say this. The things that you cannot carry forward, I want you guys to remember this acronym. Closes November. I'll get to that question in a second, Dominic. So the acronym I want you guys to remember is LEPP. LEPP. And this acronym is the stuff that does not carry forward into the next cycle. Okay? This is the things that do not carry forward. So if you want to start it today, oh my gosh, I can't wait until another 6 weeks. What can I get started on now? You can get started on everything else except L, the letters of recommendations, E, the essays, P, the payments, and the other P is the program-specific information, usually meaning supplemental essays or supplemental short answers. Okay, so LEPP, letters of recommendations, essays, payments, and program-specific information you cannot carry forward into the next cycle. Everything else, unless PTCAS changes something, you can start on early and carry that information forward into the next cycle. All right, so that's how that works. Let's get into some questions. If you're just hopping on and you have questions about PTCAS and when it opens and all that stuff, feel free to ask as well. So let's start with YouTube today. Dominic is asking if the PTCAS cycle closes. I'm assuming you mean the PTCAS cycle. Does it close in November? Dominic, if you're still on, it does not close in November. The PTCAS cycle is open from now, June 15th, all the way around to about May 15th of the next year or May 25th of the next year. So November might be when one of your school's deadlines are. So there are different deadlines throughout the application cycle. Most of them are on the 1st or 15th of each month. So August 15th, September 1st, September 15th, October 1st, so on and so forth. That's how it's usually laid out. So Baylor, let's take Baylor for example, that might be on September 1st. But Duke University's deadline might be October 15th. But USC, University of Southern California, might be January 1st. So that's how those deadlines or closing of the application cycle works for each school. So the full cycle doesn't close until that following year, but schools have different deadlines. So I hope that makes sense. Looks like it makes sense for Dominic. Glad it made sense. So good. Hope that helped. If you have another question, ask away. Then let's see what we got here on TikTok. What's going on, guys? PD student beginning your first term tomorrow. This page has really helped me in your prep. I love it. Who is this? Let's see. Cody. Glad it helped, Cody. If you're still on, appreciate the love. Appreciate the kind words. If you know other pre-PTs, share out our stuff. Blast it to them. Make sure they know about it as well. Be greatly appreciated. Hey, you shared the live video. I think that's the same person. Yeah, same person. That's what's up. Appreciate you sharing the live video. YouTube, if you don't know about TikTok, hop on TikTok. TikTok, if you don't know about our YouTube channel, hop over to YouTube, give it a like, share it out, all that good stuff. That's what's up. I love it. I love it. And if you guys want to hop on live with me with the split screen, last live, somebody was trying to hop on, but I didn't know how to work it from my end, and I think they hopped off. But it looks like you guys can request to come on TikTok for the split screen. So if you guys want to hop on and ask a question, that would be dope. That would be pretty cool. But I'm not sure how to work it from my end. I know I can suggest people, but it looks like these people that I'm scrolling through are not on the live stream or have really big following. So I'm not sure how that works, but if you want to hop on, see if you can request to join if you like. Hey, I'm a pre-PT student and I start my internship tomorrow. Congrats. Don't be too nervous. Who we got here? The Queen. Have fun. Congrats on your internship. It'll be a blast. It'll be fun. Glad you got it. Next, do we have to have hours done before the deadline date? Good question. I shouldn't have wore a white shirt. I should have wore a black shirt so I could see. Good question. That's going to depend on the school, but for the most part, you want to have as much done as possible before that school's deadline. So some schools might, why I say it depends on the school is that some schools might be really anal about it. Like, oh no, you have to have every little thing in before you apply or we're going to throw it out. And if that's how they do it, they're the school, it's their rules. That's just how they do it. Fortunately, for the most part, a lot of schools don't do that and are not like that. And they're like, yeah, if you get the hours you need before you attend our school, we will accept you if we need 100 hours and you have 90 right now, but you have 10 in progress. We can still accept you, that's fine, but you have to have those 10 done before you start on the first day of school, of our PT school. So it's gonna depend on the school. To be safe, have them all done, but there might be a little wiggle room as well, depending on how strict they are around the observation hours. So good question, good question. Hope that helped. If I graduate in May 2022, when should I be applying to schools and taking the GRE? So you graduate in May of 2022, you should be applying, now explain why I'm saying should be applying now. So if you want to start now, why I have the quotes is if you want to start PT school next year, you should be applying now. If you want to start PT school after you graduate, like a few months after you graduate, you want to apply now. If you don't care when you start PT school and you want to have a gap year here and there or whatever, then that doesn't apply. But if you want to start PT school, I just did a video on this actually, so you can scroll down on the TikTok a little. But if you want to start PT school a few months after you graduate, you want to apply now. So you want to apply the summer before your senior year. And you want to take your GRE, if the schools require it, like now. Or around now after you finish studying for the GRE. So that's if you want to start super early, like right away after you graduate. If not, and if you don't have the requirements done and you need some more time and you want to chill out a little bit and you need some time to get the stuff done, so on and so forth, then PT isn't going anywhere. You'll be fine. Get the stuff done and you can apply another year. Good question though. Very good question. Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna take this question from YouTube, then I'll hop back over to TikTok. What exactly can we upload on June 15th to PTCast? Great question, Dominic. You can upload everything. PTCast is open to you guys on June 15th. The new cycle that I was just talking about for that last question opens on June 15th. So you can upload everything. The restrictions come in before June 15th. If you want to start on it before June 15th, then everything you can get started on except LEPP, letters of recommendation, essays, payments, and program-specific information. Okay, let me know if that makes sense if you're still on. So June 15th, you can start on everything. You can start on everything, okay? So let me know if that makes sense. Good question though. Let's see. Thank you, good stuff. Do we have to do internships and what kind? So when I hear questions about internships, some people, I'm not sure if some people mean observation hours or a separate kind of internship. If you mean a separate kind of internship, you do not have to do some totally separate internship from your school or something different or separate, but most schools do want you to have observation hours. If you mean observation hours with that word internship, then yes, you do have to do observation hours. Now, how many you have to do depends on the school. Some schools are like, we don't care, just get 10 and we'll accept 10. Other schools are like, we need 100, we need 50 from a hospital or from an outpatient clinic or virtually from our virtual observation hours. If you didn't know about our virtual observation hours, observationhours.com. Observationhours.com, we are giving virtual observation hours. We do it 3 times a month. So make sure you sign up there. It'll all be explained. So YouTube, TikTok, virtual observation hours, observationhours.com, if you didn't know. So you can get them there as well. So hope that answered your question. If not, Claudia, ask it again or ask it in a different way, and I got you. But definitely check out observationhours.com too. How difficult is the GRE? All depends on how you view standardized tests. It's a standardized test. It's on math, reading, and writing. Some people say it's super hard. Some people say it's kind of easy. I got an average score on my first try, so I'm probably not the best person to ask. Some people had to take it 3 times. Some people take it once and blow it out the water. So it's not that easy for me to say, oh, it's a 5 out of 10 hard. So it's varying levels of difficulty depending on how you study, what you use, how anxious you are about standardized tests, and all that stuff. All right, I got somebody trying to go live. It looks like spam, so I'm gonna check. What's going on? Maybe, yes, no, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Any questions? All right, let's see if I can take this off alive. I tried it, so it works. It works. I went live YouTube with somebody. I'm not sure if that was, it didn't look like a real person, but I wanted to test it out. So if you guys want to go live and ask me a question, hop on. So it works. Let's see. Let me get to YouTube, then I'll come back to those questions. The question is about clinicals. Are clinicals hard? No, for me, it was great. I loved clinicals. No, clinicals are not hard. Unless you have like a super not nice clinical instructor, yes. Other than working in a hospital, what other settings are considered inpatient? A skilled nursing facility or a subacute rehab center. So subacute rehab center is usually for very intense patients, meaning traumatic brain injury, a spinal cord injury, a stroke patient, things like that, where they're very involved and you need physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy like 3 hours per day. So that's an intense setting as well. So it's usually hospital, skilled nursing facility, or subacute rehab facility. Those are all kind of in that inpatient hospital basket. So yeah, you come in with the questions on YouTube, Dominic. I see you. Good question. Let's see. My my school requires at least 50 observation hours in 2 different settings. Do you know the different settings? Yeah, so the different settings are going to be like I just described with Dominic: inpatient meaning hospital, then outpatient meaning anything outside the hospital. So they're most likely going to want, I'm guessing, 25 from the hospital, then the other 25 from outside the hospital. So that's most likely what they're talking about. How many times should you take the GRE? Hopefully you can just take it once, get a 300 total score, and be done with it. So once. There's no limit on how many times you can take it, but why not just take it once? So yeah. Would you be open for a Zoom meeting for questions? Yeah, we take coaching calls. So if you want a coaching call with us and you want to do a Zoom meeting, go to preptgrind.com, scroll down a little bit, and just click our coaching, the little coaching button or the coaching picture, and you can see how to book a call with either myself or the co-founder Joseph, and just say Zoom meeting, then we'll set up a Zoom meeting with you. So that's how that works. preptgrind.com, scroll down to the coaching button, click coaching, and you'll see our times available for that. Or if you're still on, you can come live with me if you're not too scared. I know it's kind of scary sometimes. If you're not too scared, you can hop on live and I can answer a couple questions for you. Let's see what we got. Will it be okay taking the GRE June 17th? Yes, you should be fine. GRE June 17th, you should be good. I really should wear a black shirt when I'm doing this. What companies and jobs are examples in each? I'm guessing you're asking, let me scroll up. You're asking about inpatient versus outpatient. So what companies and jobs are examples? So an outpatient job might be, so hopefully I'm understanding your question right, but an outpatient job is like any clinic that you see on the street. Like if you're in the South, that's like an ATI, that's a select medical, that's like Cora, that's physical. If you're out west, oh, I forgot the corporate chains out there, but it's your standard either private owned or corporate owned clinic outpatient, like on the road that you see. Hospital is your hospital jobs. You're a PT in the hospital, or you're a physical therapist in the hospital. So I hope I'm answering your question right. I'm sorry if I'm not, but give me some clarification if I'm not answering your question correctly. Do Canadian schools require the GRE? Not that I remember. That's a good question. I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to look that up. Or you can, yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm not sure if Canadian PT schools require the GRE. That's a very good question. I have to say, I have to concede to I don't know on that one. I have to look that up. Took the GRE 3 times. There you go. Thank you, thank you. What PT school did you go to? To Andrews University. Oh, your name's pronounced like Dominique. Oh, well, Dominique, you got some good questions. That's what's up. Looking to applying this year. Good stuff. Andrews University. Very expensive piece of paper. That's where I went to undergrad and physical therapy school. Let's see. Canadian schools, they do not. I'm guessing you're saying they do not. To the Canadian schools, they require the Casper exam. Yeah, the Casper exams, I assume, are going to be becoming more common. I've really seen them becoming more common about 2 years ago. I like them. I don't have any problem with the Casper exams. It's just yeah, Canadian schools. Gotcha. With the Casper exams, I like them. They're basically just like personality. I don't even want to say personality tests because it's not like the Myers-Briggs test or anything, but they're trying to see how you would be in a normal physical therapy setting, like how you're going to be with interpersonal relationships or conversations. Like, how are you as a person? How would you be in the clinic? That's what the Casper tests are really trying to find out. So I like them. I like it. Starting PT school in the summer. Pre-PT grind paid off. Good stuff. Congrats. What's the name here? And Nichols. Congrats. Good stuff. Embrace the celebration. Embrace it. That's what I can say. Don't let that feeling of, oh, I got accepted, go away, because once it's away, things get real. Oh, here we go. Private schools versus public schools. I mean, the only big difference is the money. That's really it. Public schools are usually less expensive. Private schools are more expensive. So your question really that you're asking is private schools versus public. What do you think about the money difference? I mean, if you come from a lot of money, or if you have people helping you, or spousal support, or an inheritance, and you don't mind going to a more expensive school, then hey, private school might be okay for you. But if you don't and you want to save money, then public school is the better option, just because it's less money and you'll have less debt. So yeah, yeah. If there's a more nuanced question around that, then let me know. But those are my thoughts on private versus public. In the grand scheme of things, PT schools, whether private or public, are going to teach you the same things because they have to. They have to teach you the same things for you to pass the board exam, the NPTE. So once you figure that out, it's like, well, does it matter if I go to private school or public school? No. Well, which one's going to cost me less? To give me the same amount of information for me to pass the boards to get my physical therapy license to work and make money. Then you start thinking like, well, where can I go to the cheapest school if that's my situation, if my situation allows? I know that's not I know everybody isn't in the situation where they can go to a public school. So if you can, take advantage of it. But if you can't, just have a strategy around student loans and student debt. So you're not an indentured servant for the rest of your life. So good question. Let me get to YouTube, then I'll be back for the TikTok questions here. There we go. Looking forward to applying. Good stuff. Andrews, the Adventist school. I go to Washington. Hey, small world. Yes. Jose, yes. It's in Michigan. So, yes, I'm sure you've heard of this school, Jose. What's going on? Small world, huh? I went there for undergrad and grad school. The school I went to attend only accepts about 31 students per year. How can I make my chances of getting in the best possible? Dominique, not Dominic. Dominique, great question again. I'm not sure if you're new to us or been following us for a while, but I would consume as much content from us as you can. And from there, you're going to find and see and learn so many hidden gems that we drop here and there throughout all of our content. So that's one, just binge our content. That's one. You just heard somebody said, oh, pre-PT grind paid off. I'm not sure how much they listened to us or not, but I'd start there. Then next on our YouTube channel, I have a playlist on how to stand out in 3 minutes or less. You can go there next. Then you can go then to acceptancenavigator.com. And that will kind of recalibrate your plan. So yeah, just get into our world. Make sure you know everything that we're doing and all the information you're giving out, and that will be a good path. Then if you eventually want to work with us in our accepted system coaching program, then hop in. Did you like Andrews? Yeah, it was great. It was great. I have nothing bad to say about Andrews. I have a long legacy of family members going there, so felt like I've been there my whole life. So yeah, it's great. It's a traditional school. It's great. I have no problems with Andrews. I wouldn't be here talking to you guys without Andrews University's DPT program. Let's see. It's like, can you be a good people person and work with patients? Yeah, the Casper test. How's the work-life balance during school? It's all about what you make it with the work-life balance, because I was working and doing school a lot. So that was my balance. I was either working on the weekends or at school, or I was studying. So I was doing everything from being a drummer, a golf caddy, an Uber driver, a social media director, a staff writer. We started pre-PT grind while I was technically a second year, or no, was I a third? I think I was a third year in PT school. I think the start of my third year. So I had a work school balance. So, so yeah, you're not going to be stuck in the books all day if that's what you're asking. You will have some sort of life out of PT school, especially once you get into the swing of things. Once things start to slow down and you can spin multiple plates, just like everything else, just like anything else in life, there's going to be an adjustment period. And once that adjustment period is done, then school is school. You're going to go to school, you're going to sleep in class, you're going to eat in class, you're going to skip class, you're going to not want to go, it's school. So yeah, if you have a balance right now in school, you'll eventually have a balance in PT school. Should you take the GRE practice test before studying? Yes. Yes, I recommend that. Yes. Should you take a GRE practice test before studying? Yes, absolutely. I was thinking of doing PT, being a PT tech. Would I be able to do that? Let me read this one first. What kind of job experience would you consider doing before applying to grad school? I was considering doing being a PT tech. Yeah, you can be a PT tech, but you can do any job. You can do any job. I was never a PT tech. Joseph, the co-founder of Pre-PT Grind, was never a PT tech. So if you can be it, if you can do it, if you can find a PT tech job, great. Get it. Go for it. Take it. Run with it. But if you're trying and you're looking and you can't get it, you can still get into PT school without being a PT tech. I just rattled off some of the jobs I had. I was a golf caddy and an Uber driver, and I played the drums for churches, and I still got into PT school. So you don't have to be a PT tech. Can it help? Yes, but you don't have to be a PT tech if you cannot find it. So yeah, good question. Let's see here. Do you think a PT clinic would hire a tech who could only work for one summer? Yeah, they could. Just depends on their needs. So you just have to be upfront with how much you can work and what they need. Then they can decide from that information if they want to hire you or not. Because if they need a tech and summer is their busy period and they need some help for the summer until the end of August or beginning of September, then yeah, it works for that clinic. Maybe a clinic 10 miles down the road, it will not work for. So it's really just depending on what are their needs for that summer. Can they afford in their clinic budget to bring you on? Are they busy enough for it? And all that stuff. So yes, a clinic can hire you for the summer. I've seen it done before. Just depends on their needs. That's what I was worried about. Thank you. What's the average GPA for PT school? 3.4. If you go to, for this question, if you type into Google PTCAS applicant data report, PTCAS applicant data report, you can scroll down a little bit and you'll see the averages you'll see the prereq averages, cumulative GPA averages and stuff like that. Prereq average that I remember right now is around that 3.4 range for PT schools. That's an average. Again, remember, 50% above, 50% below. So yeah, good question though. Okay, thank you. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, YouTube. What did you major in? Exercise science. Or, sorry, I think at Andrews, it was technically bachelor's in health science with an emphasis in exercise science. It's all the same thing. Exercise science, kinesiology, health sciences. It's all the same thing. Just a bachelor's degree. That's it. It doesn't matter your major. If you want to major in music or fitness or sports science, yes, it's all the same thing. To me, in my opinion, it's all the same thing. You can major in anything you want and you can still get into physical therapy school. So major doesn't matter. That's a great thing. That's a good thing. As long as you have the prerequisites done, doesn't matter what school you go to, major in anything, get the prerequisites done and have your bachelor's degree with the GPA they want, major in anything you want. So that's what you're doing. Okay, great. Yeah, perfect. Fitness, sports science. Yeah, beautiful. That works. That works. Good stuff. Oh yeah. Andrews University. Andrews University. Good stuff. All right, y'all. Good questions. I wasn't sure how many people were gonna hop in on this Mother's Day night, but I'm glad you joined. I'm glad you're here. We got a few people on YouTube, a few people on TikTok. Make sure that you are crossing paths on both of our platforms. If you're new here, just get into our world. Like I was telling Dominique, if you want to know how to stand down and all that stuff, like we drop, if you're really listening to our content that we put out there, you'll be like, oh snap, they said this. Let me write that down. That was cool. So we drop gems here and there. Then we also have structured things in place to help you guys as well. So just hop in, download all our stuff, subscribe everywhere, follow everywhere, turn on notification. Y'all know how the internet works. We're here. Anywhere you are, we're here as well. So good stuff. Great questions. We got some more coming in through TikTok. Is getting into PT school as hard as it seems? Depends on who you ask. Some people will say, yeah, it's super hard. It took me 3 tries. Some people will say, no, it's super easy. I got in on my first try. So it's going to depend on the person you asked, and it's also going to depend on your situation. It's like saying, I want to get super built and muscular, or I want to lose a bunch of weight, right? If you say, is losing weight hard, and you ask a 300-pound person versus a 140-pound person, their answers may be different. The 140-pound person might say, oh yeah, it's super easy. I lost 5 pounds in a couple weeks. Then the 300-pound person is going to say, oh man, I don't know how to do this. I've been struggling for the past 5 years. So the equivalent for you guys as pre-PTs, if you have, you don't know where to start, you've been out of school for a while, you have a 1.9 cumulative GPA and you don't know where to go, you're going to say, yeah, it's super hard to get into PT school. But if you're a traditional student who got into a 3+3 freshman acceptance program, you're going to say, yeah, all I did was take the classes and I got in. So some people might say it's hard, some people not. We've worked with people all over that spectrum. So it's not fair for me to say it's hard or it's easy or it's middle of the road, because everybody has their different experiences. If you go on our YouTube channel and go to our Inspires series playlist, Inspire series playlist on YouTube, you'll see the people who wanted to do a share their story with you guys, with the public. You can see and listen to their story about how they struggled, how some did more than others, and so on and so forth. So for that answer to that question, I say go to our YouTube channel and check out our Inspire series, our playlist, and that should help you out a lot. Hey, we got some people jumping in on YouTube. I'll get to that in a second. Let's see here. Anything aside from academics? Yes. So who we got here? Sunken Nautilus. Go to our YouTube channel. How to stand out in 3 minutes or less. I have about 8 or 9 videos on what you can do outside of academics. But basically, you need to, if you say you're more than your GPA, then prove it. How much do you know about the school you're applying to or schools you're applying to? How much do you know about the profession? Are you working on your academics at all? What other experiences have you done? And what is the substance you have learned or taken from that experience? Not just saying, oh, I did 10,000 experiences. No, you can do 2 experiences and rock their world on your application and tell a story from those 2 experiences. So that's just the start. I break that down. I explain that in detail on that playlist on YouTube, how to stand out in 3 minutes or less. So I definitely recommend watching that for more ways outside of the academics to stand out. So yeah, I'm gonna take 2 more from TikTok, then I'll hop back over to YouTube real quick. BS in health science, a good undergraduate degree. Yeah, it's fine. Major doesn't matter, but yeah, it's fine. That major is going to house a lot of prerequisite classes already in it. So yeah, it's good. It's great. What do you recommend to do to get PT shadowing hours despite COVID? So you can either ask for a job there, meaning you can try to get employed as a PT tech or a transportation person or a janitor or something if you're trying to get in the hospital. Then outside of the hospital, like in an outpatient setting, I would ask private practice owners to volunteer and get hours there because it's less people to go through. If you go to a corporate PT clinic or a hospital, they got to ask their district manager, then the clinic or the clinic director, district manager, regional person, then the CEO, then the board of directors. You don't want to do that. If it's a private owned practice, they're like, yeah, just wait for the owner to get off their lunch break or come back in 2 days and he'll be back in the office. So I recommend doing that. Private clinics or try to get a job in one of those settings. Good question. All right, YouTube. Leo, I'm applying for the second time. Hopefully it works out. Any more questions from Lee? Okay, that was the first one. Yeah, Leo, if you're still on, get into our world. I'm not sure if you are new to us or not new, but yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do. So if you're looking for help, if you need help, consume all our free content. If you want coaching from us, check out the Accepted System. I'm not sure how new or not new you are to us, but I'm glad you're here. Glad you're here. Dominique, besides anatomy and physiology, how much of the prereq knowledge do you need to get into a program? None. It's like med school. It's like dental school. It's like pre-PA school. It's like OT school. It's like all these professional schools. All of these prereqs outside of like anatomy and physiology are just weed out classes. Can you handle it? Can you handle it? That's what they want to know. Because PT school is going to be 100 times harder. It's going to be 100 times faster. It's going to be 100 times more information. Can you handle what you're doing right now? Prove it to me. Okay, Dominique can handle that. All right, cool. Now that gives us peace of mind and calmness that he can handle what's about to come, or he or she, sorry, can handle what's about to come in PT school. Another Dominique, or the same Dominic, or same Dominique. But another question on YouTube, 3.75 GPA, good for most schools, dual majoring. Yeah, your 3.7 GPA is fine. You just need to make sure that you're looking at the right GPAs. Is that a cumulative GPA? Is that a prereq GPA? Is that your last 60 credit hours? Is that a GPA from the school? How are the schools you're applying to going to calculate that GPA? But most likely you're fine. So just from seeing that GPA, you're most likely fine. I'm a female. Oh, perfect. She then. Gotcha. Well, welcome. You're asking some great questions, Dominique. Um, Definitely check it out. I would love some help. I need this. Oh yeah, you're in the right place. You're in the right place, Leo. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Just dive into our world, people. TikTok. Hey, where did y'all come from, TikTok? It was just like 10 people on here. Now there's 24. TikTok's algorithm is crazy. You just gotta put stuff out and see what hits. But what's up, TikTok? I looked away for a second and there y'all are. I'm gonna get to your questions in a second. But YouTube, glad you guys are here. Yeah, again, Leo, dive into our world. That's what we do. That's what we do. Send us a DM on whatever platform you like, and yeah. It's your cumulative GPA. Okay, cool. That's a great start. Great start. Yeah, you're most likely fine. Dominic or Dominique. What were your stats? My first time applying, I was at a 3.4 pre-write GPA. Second time, 3.7. All right, TikTok. What's going on, good people? Let's see where I left off. COVID hours. I got that one. Nice rug. Oh yeah. So Chelsea. Ah, dang. Is it made by Chelsea? But her name's Chelsea. She's in our accepted system. She made this. She knitted this. So her TikTok channel is she does a lot of knitting, like Star Wars stuff. I forgot what else she knitted, and I saw it. I was like, you gotta make me one. So we supported her small business. Is it made by Chelsea? Dang, I always see it, and I'm like, next live stream, I'm gonna remember the handle. But it's Chelsea. It's Chelsea. I'll put it on here. I'll make sure I tag her and shout her out. Did you apply to PT? Did you apply to one PT school, or how many places did you apply to? The first time I applied to one PT school. The second time I applied, this was way back in 2014, 2013, 14. So 5 or 6. I think I applied to 5 or 6 the second time. I got into 2 in the early fall. Then later on in the winter, other schools wanted to interview me, but I didn't even need those interviews. So, yeah. How much does the GRE score affect your acceptance? It depends on the school you're applying to. Some schools hate the GRE and they think it's stupid and they don't even want it. Other schools are like, we hold it in high regard. And if you get a great GRE score, that can offset your lower GPA. So it's really going to depend on how that school feels about the GRE. It's kind of like dating or relationships. Some girls or guys are going to want somebody a certain height or a certain weight or a certain skin color or with glasses or not or whatever. It's just their preference. And depending on their preference is how much it's going to affect their decision to like you or not or so on. So it's the same thing with the schools. It's going to depend on how much they like the GRE and want to use that as a metric to accept students or not. What classes should I really focus on in undergrad? The prerequisite classes: anatomy 1 and 2, physics 1 and 2, chemistry 1 and 2, bio 1 and 2, statistics, English, medical terminology, and some other classes sprinkled in there a little bit as well. But yeah, the big 4 science classes. What was your GPA? 3.4 the first time, 3.7 the second time. What classes? Oh, I got that one. All right, I think I'm up to date on TikTok for a few seconds. Any interview tips? So with the interview tips, you really want to make sure that you're approaching the interview like you see other people do podcasts on YouTube or TikTok, right? So if you see people on TikTok or on podcasts, YouTube, like whatever you guys watch, think about what do you guys watch that's like conversational? Is it TikTok lives like this? Is it YouTube podcasts? Like, what do you guys watch? Pay attention to how they talk to each other or the camera. Like, am I super relaxed here? Am I chill? Am I smiling? Am I engaging? Am I saying congratulations? Or am I super stiff? Like, oh my gosh, this is an interview. All these people are judging me. No. No, so pay attention to how they respond and how they act and try and take those attributes and do that in your interview. In person, online, group, multi-minute interview. I can care less. Because they're not going to remember, most of the time, they're not going to remember what you say. I'm going to turn off these live streams. And you're not going to remember half of what I said. but you're going to remember that I had some blue lights and a cool little rug in the background, and I was smiling sometimes. You're going to remember how my voice sounds. You're going to remember the stupid stuff I do on TikTok on the videos. That's what you'll remember. So how does the podcast or the TikToks or whatever you guys watch make you feel? And you want to be that comfortable. You want to have that confidence. You want to have those attributes. You want to have pauses. You want to look them in the eye. You want to think about your answer. You want to really reflect, right? That's what you want to do. So that's the interview advice I would give. It's not like, oh my gosh, what question should I remember to? No. I mean, that's part of it, but it's not everything. So yeah. Let me hop to YouTube for a second, and I'll get back to TikTok. I think somebody trying to hop on. Oh, this is cool. Okay, thanks TikTok. Oh snap! You guys can ask questions in the Q&A box. So this is like Instagram's Q&A box. Yeah, you guys ask questions in the Q&A box. That'll help me a ton because I'm like scrolling through these questions on TikTok. That's what's up. All right, I'm gonna get to those Q&A boxes in a second, TikTok. Then let's see on YouTube. I know this per semester you take about 6 to 8 classes. How intense? They're intense. They're intense. I'm not sure how to answer this question, but yeah, it's a lot of information in a short amount of time. So the information that you're learning in PT school is not hard. It's not rocket science. You're learning about the muscles. You're learning about how they move. You're learning about the nerve innervations. You're learning about the different layers of connective tissue. You're learning about arthrokinematics and osteokinematics. You're not building an Elon Musk rocket ship, but you have to learn all of the body stuff in a small amount of time. And that's what makes it hard. They're like, okay, learn everything about the arm in 4 days. Or learn everything about the arm and the chest in 3 days. Then another class is going to say, okay, learn about all the osteokinematics and arthrokinematics in the upper body in 2 days. So you got to learn all that stuff in the span of 3 days. That's what makes it hard. So I hope that answered your question. Good question, though. Janae, hope I'm pronouncing that right. What other classes to study? What are easier ways to study anatomy? You got to memorize. But the way you memorize, I'd use active recall. So active recall. Invitation to go live. All right, I'm gonna try this again. We'll see if this is spam or not, or if it's real. Let's see. What's up, Taylor? Yes? No? I'm gonna give it 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2. If you want to hop back on, hop back on. I'm not sure if this was real or not, but hey, you guys can hop on. All right, let me take them out. There we go. But yeah, if you guys want to hop in on TikTok, you can. But yes, active recall, study suggestions. What other classes do you recommend? Just take the prereqs. Just focus on those. Those are the classes I recommend. Just take the prereqs. Don't worry about anything else now. All right, let's get to these Q&A questions in the Q&A box. Then if I have time, I'll scroll through the comments here. What jobs can I get with only a ESS bachelor's? Not sure what an ESS bachelor's is, but the thing you guys have to remember about a bachelor's degree is you can get any job. You have a bachelor's degree. You most likely can get any job if you do the training for it. So you can go to trade school and be an electrician or a plumber. You can go to cosmetology school. You can work at a call center. You can do social media management. You can go on Google or Microsoft. Like they have these IT training programs. Like there's tons of free stuff on harvard.com you can get certified in. You can do Google SEO. You can be a carpenter. You have your bachelor's degree. You can get an entry-level job at most places. So you don't have to box yourself in to anything healthcare related. That was a huge fear of mine. That's a great question. That was a huge fear of mine when I was a pre-PT. Like, oh my gosh, I have this degree. What can I do with it? You have a bachelor's degree, so you can do. The world is open to you, so don't cut yourself off. Good question. I think I can remove. All right, beautiful. Some sources I can use for internship opportunities. So what do you mean by, if you're still on Alley, what do you mean by internships? Do you mean observation hours or other internships? If you mean other type of internships, I'd look at your school first to see what internships they offer. Then I just look online. You can go to volunteermatch.org, I believe. Those might have some internships on there, or that just might be strictly volunteer. But that might be something you're more closely looking for if it's not just observation hours. 5 letters of recommendation too much? No, that's great. That is not too much. Why do certain schools require mail-in clinic forms? I haven't seen that in a long time, Lala. I haven't. Most DPT schools just require either you to upload the form, like with a picture or a PDF form, onto PTCast, or through the PTCast portal where they contact the clinic or the clinician that you observed, then go that way and get verification that way. So that's what I know. I haven't seen mail-in forms in a long time. If you guys know something different, let me know though. Let me know. All right, let's get to these comments. Let's see if I can filter through here. Interview tips, I stopped there. Junior, by the way, how long would it take to get into a PT school with a 2.7 prereq? I'm taking classes. If I'm taking class shadowing at the same time. Junior, by the way. So what you have to do, who we got here? What's the name? Will, if what you have to do is kind of plan it out like on a piece of paper and say, like, with your life situation, how much can you get done this semester versus next semester versus next semester, and so on and so forth. And that'll give you more of a succinct answer to how long it'll take you. Because if you have 4 classes to take and you have a 2.7 GPA, if you get all A's in those classes, what will that bump you up to? A 3.2, 3.1, 3.4, whatever. And with your life situation with work, I don't know if you have a family or not, what's going on, with your life situation, how long are taking those, for example, 4 classes going to take you? And that'll give you your answer. So that's what you have to do. I can't just say from the comments, oh, it'll take you 2 semesters. It'll take you 3 months and you can get into PT school. I wish it was that cut and dry, but it's not. You have to plan it out with the semesters for the classes you have to continue to take to get your GPA up. So that's what I would do. Organic or inorganic chemistry important if you already took Gen Chem? No, unless some outlier school wants it. But General Chemistry 1, General Chemistry 2 is most likely fine. Finding internship opportunity is hard for observation hours. Oh, so you're looking for observation hours. Okay. Observationhours.com. Start there. Observationhours.com. Observationhours.com. After that, look to either get a job in an inpatient setting or an outpatient setting. After that, look for observation hours in a private PT-owned clinic. But first, start with observationhours.com. We give virtual observation hours 3 times a month. Did you get in on your first try? I got in on my second try. First try, I applied to one school, Andrews University. I had a 3.4 GPA. They were not taking interviews from anybody under a 3.5 GPA. And I also switched from pre-pharmacy. But then I turned everything around, got accepted the second time. And now I'm here on TikTok Live. That's crazy. I never thought, like, that's crazy. When I was applying to PT school, I did not think I would be in a room like this on YouTube and TikTok. What? YouTube, TikTok wasn't even a, this is crazy. The world is crazy. Let's see. Thank you for answering our questions and taking your time. Thank you for hopping on. You had some good questions, Anna. Found out I got an A in physics 2. Siri play. Congratulations. Good stuff. Good work. Do you have any time to have a life in PT school? Yes. I traveled all the breaks that I had. I played drums. I worked in PT school. Yes, you have time. If you have time now, I'm telling you guys, if you have time now in your life, in the school and stuff you're doing, you will have time in PT school. It's going to take time to adjust to the speed and the intensity of PT school. But after that, yes, you can still have a life. I knew people who were pregnant, who were getting married, who had kids, who got married in PT school, who worked. So yes, you can still have a life, depending on what your life is. I should have said that at first. Depends on what kind of life you're talking about. But yes, I still had a life. Just finished with the B in Chem, B+ in Chem. Good stuff. Good stuff. Nothing wrong with that. Take your win. Take your win. Nothing wrong with the B+. Let me get to these question box answers because it helps me filter through them a little bit easier. How long is the app process? Just depends how long you take. The application process is open for almost a full year, probably like 350 days, but it depends on when your deadlines are and how long it takes you. Good question though. ESS is exercise, sports, and science. Oh, okay, gotcha. Exercise, science, sports, and science. Yeah, good stuff. Do you have to go to grad school to go to PT school? Yes, physical therapy school is grad school. It's like med school, dental school, occupational therapy school, speech therapy school. If you're getting your NBA or MBA, it's grad school. So yes, physical therapy school is graduate school. Yes, PTA degree, physical therapist assistant, is an associate's degree. So yes. All right, done with that question. All right, back to the comments. 5 letters of recommendation, too much? Nope. Do you know any external transfer schools to transfer to? External transfer schools to transfer into a 3+3. From what I've seen, I have not seen any schools accept transfer 3+3 students. From what I know, all 3+3 freshman acceptance programs, you have to start there. If you find something different, though, I'd be very interested to know. So send us a DM if you know or find something different. But from what I've seen over the years, all 3+3 schools are, you have to start there. If you transfer, you are not technically a freshman acceptance 3+3 student. They could make an exception. There might be some schools out there who accept the transfers, but from what I know, you start over. Or you don't start over, but you're not a 3+3 automatic freshman acceptance student. Thank you so much for the help. Appreciate you and your videos. Thank you. Appreciate the kind words. Appreciate the love. Share this out. Tag all your pre-PT friends and all that stuff. 3 most important things to focus on in preparation for a PT school interview. Kind of what I said before. I'm not sure if you were on here yet, but number 1, I'd say the questions you ask them. Hey, I think this is a real person this time. All right, we're going to try. What's going on? I think this is working. Can you hear me? Can I hear you? You can hear me? Oh, dang, I can't hear you. Let's see what I can do. Dang, I can't hear you. It's working, though. I mean, I can see you. Crap. Let's see if anything. Flip camera, admin settings, topics. Are there any settings on your end? Like some audio settings? Admin settings, comments, moderators. No, I don't see any. I can see. I can't hear you though. I'm looking through my settings. Ah, man, this would have been dope though. Yeah, it's cool though. If you guys want to hop on. I'll see how this could work with the audio. Let's see. YouTube. Can you get letters of recommendation from community college? Yes, you can. Like prereq professors. Yes, you can get letters of recommendation from community college professors. Thank you so much. 3 most important things. Okay, yeah, the interview stuff. So with the interview, so like I talked about before, 1, the questions you ask, and the second thing with the interviews I'd say is how you are in the interview. So I was talking about this before. If you listen to podcasts or watch any interviews, how are the people in the interviews? That's what you want to be like. You want to laugh, you want to smile, you want to be relaxed, you want to use hand gestures, you want to use normal communication skills like soft skills. You want to be human, you want to be a person. You want to be normal. You don't want to be so rigid and so scared. I know nerves are going to happen. They're going to be there. But if you work on those, your interview as a whole will be better and will be different, because you want to make them feel you. You want to make them feel something. You want to make them get an emotion. You want to make them feel relaxed, laugh, tell them a scary story. You want to just be human. You just want to have a normal conversation. That's what an interview is all about. They just want to know you. They've seen your application. They know all the numbers. They know all the stats. They want to know you. So questions to ask them, I'd focus on that, than just work on your normal communication skills. What jobs can I get? I think I answered that. You can get any job. Some resources, I got that. Make sure you look into communication. Yeah, perfect. There we go. I think I got all the TikTok ones. I think we're good. I'm going to wait a few seconds for TikTok to pop up again. We'll see if that happens. But YouTube, thanks for joining. Unless there's any other questions, thanks for liking the videos. Thanks for subscribing and sharing out all the stuff y'all been doing on YouTube. TikTok, if you don't know about YouTube, check out YouTube, check out TikTok as well. And this was good. I didn't know how many people were going to hop on Mother's Day, but I'm glad you guys were here. Glad I can help y'all. And yeah, if anybody wants to hop on last second, I had three I tried. I couldn't hear the last one. I don't know if any of them were actually real pre-PTs who wanted to hop on, but I tried. Oh, we got some questions in the box. What's the best degree for PT? Major doesn't matter. That's the good thing. Major doesn't matter. How do you hop on? That's a good question. Maybe. So I see, from what I see, is a purple and blue, or like pink and blue ring on my bottom left-hand side. Dominique, thank you, Dominique. Great questions. I see a pink and blue ring. Maybe that's how you hop on. I don't know what you guys see from your end to request to join. And I don't know if I can pull people. Like if I click on your name, yeah, I can't invite you on. But if you figure out how to hop on and you have any questions for me, that would be cool. But I don't think I have that power from all my settings. All right, let me scroll back up here. I think I got those. Okay, let me start from the top. Take all your prereqs at community college versus university. No, you don't have a lower chance. So yes, you can take all your prereqs at a community college. Then you can transfer to a university and get a bachelor's degree. You just need a bachelor's degree. That's what you need. So you can take your prereqs somewhere else, but you need a bachelor's degree. How long is the test? I'm guessing you're asking about the GRE. 3 to 4 hours. What's the best degree for a PT? Major doesn't matter. Degree doesn't matter. OT student. What's up, OT students? Man, I struggled on the ACT. The GRE is going to be a challenge. It's okay. PT school is going to be a challenge. Being a physical therapist is going to be a challenge. Being a father is going to be a challenge. Owning your own business is going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge regardless. So you might as well get better to meet the challenge. The championship teams who win always have a challenge and they still win. So you just got to meet the challenge. You got to overcome the challenge. I struggled in high school, lacked motivation. What are my chances of becoming a PT? You tell me. If you can overcome those obstacles, if you can go through them, then your chances are great. If you know yourself and you're like, yeah, I just can't do it, or I never tried, or I don't have the desire to try and get better, then your chances are very low. So I can't just say, oh, you lack motivation, your chances are zero. Because I don't know what your level of motivation or lack of motivation or procrastination is. But you can get in if you wanted to put in the work. If not, then no. But it's all up to you. Never really formed close relationships, so I'm worried about getting recs. So go to my YouTube video on how to stand out in 3 minutes or less. Go to that playlist and watch my letter of recommendations video. And watch my relationships video. in that playlist. But you just have to reach back out to them and be interested in them, because you don't want to be used. Just think about if you were on the other side and some preepy came out of nowhere from 2 years ago, say, hey, I'm applying to PT school. Remember me? I need a letter of recommendation. You're going to be like, oh, I have a whole life. I have kids. I have a business to run. I have patients to see. I got bills to pay. And you're asking me for a letter of recommendation? I didn't talk to you in 2 years. So you have to like warm them up a little bit and genuinely get to know them and watch those videos. And that'll help you too with more of the details. Advice for studying the GRE, error-based preparation. So see what your weaknesses are and focus on the weaknesses. Take a practice test before you study, then focus on where your weaknesses are. Don't just say, oh, I got a bad test or a bad score in verbal. What part of verbal? Reading comprehension, vocab, the passages? Was it the fill in the blanks? What part of verbal? You have to get very specific. That's what I say for the GRE. How long the application process? It depends. Oh, I think I got that question. Depends on how long you take. When should you take your GRE? When you're ready, when you've done studying for, depends on how good of a studier you are, 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, but it depends when you're ready. What's the most common degree? Degree doesn't matter. Degree doesn't matter. You can have any major. And that's the great thing about it. That's the great thing about it. Mail-in ones. Oh, the mail-in process. You might have to DM me about that, because the clinical forms, you might be talking about observation hour forms, but the mail-in process, you might have to give it 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks to be safe. I say 3 to 4 weeks to be safe. 2 weeks if you expedite it. But you might have to DM me about this. You're talking about mail-in forms. You might have to send me a link or something. Yeah, I know people who went to Hunter College. Yeah, you might have to DM me about that. Taking physics, can I still apply? You're taking physics 1 and 2 and anatomy 1 and 2? Depends when you're going to be done with all of those classes, because that's a lot of classes. So it depends on when you're going to be done. You might have to DM me as well. But I'm not going to say you cannot apply, but that's a lot of information they still need to see, because you have to say to yourself, other people are applying with those classes done. So you can still apply, but we need a lot more information. What tips should I add in my PTCast essay? You have to answer the prompt, and you have to be in the character limit. We have an essay lab coming up on June 21st, whatever that Monday is, 21st, 22nd, whatever that Monday is. So we have a whole workshop, a whole lab. We'll have you guys, you'll see about it. You won't be able to miss it. We'll be blasting it all over the place. So if you want to do it with us, if you want to write it with us, I'll be writing it with you guys. Observation hours. Yes. Yeah, you still might have to DM me about oh, this might be a different question. Observation hours, cool. Yeah, observationhours.com if you're looking for observation hours. What are the best majors? Any major. Watch my YouTube video on the best major for physical therapy school. Do you have to go to grad school? Yes. Oh, I got these. Got that. How do you hop on? I have no idea what I'm doing is right. Yeah, if you don't know what you're doing, you're in the right place. You're asking great questions. Let me see. What tips? Common degrees, got that. What's the most common degree? I think I got that one. Super scared for the GRE. If the school I'm applying to doesn't require the GRE, should I still take it? If 100% of the schools you're applying to do not require the GRE, then no, you don't have to take it. If 100% of the schools you're applying to or will want to apply to do not require the GRE, then no, you don't have to take it. My only fear with saying you don't have to take it is, what if you find another school that you want to go to later on down the line and they require the GRE? Now you're stuck. So if none of the schools you want to apply to or want to apply to in the future require the GRE, then no, you don't have to take it. I'm scared. What tips? I think I got all the questions. I think I'm good. If I missed any questions, let me know. Let me know. I think I'm good. YouTube, I think we're good too. Thanks for hanging in there. If there's any questions, I'll wait a few seconds. Any specific study books or study guides for the GRE? Any books? Magoosh, Kaplan, Manhattan Prep, Greg Matt on YouTube is good as well. All of them are great. All of them are good. So whichever one you pick can work for you. Just depends on, are you going to use them to their fullest potential? OChem required for most PT schools? No. Mostly it's just general chemistry general chemistry 1 and general chemistry 2. OChem can be a replacement for some of the schools for some of those chemistry classes, but they're usually not required as main prereqs. So no, you're good. Thank you. No problem. Thanks for joining in, Ginger. I think we're good. Thanks for hopping on, guys, on this Sunday night, Mother's Day. Shared the live video. That's what I'm talking about. Share this out. YouTube. Thanks for the likes on YouTube. Thanks for sharing this out on TikTok as well. Y'all are the best. Let's see. Applying this year in advance because of the track I'm on, but I can only apply to where I go. Oh yeah, you're probably in the 3+3 program. That makes sense. How many times did you take the GRE? I took it one time, but I know plenty of people who took it multiple times. Still got into PT school. So yeah, you're okay. You're good. I know it's scary. I know it's a lot riding on this. It's your future. It's your life. So I get it. Yeah, you're in a 3+3. I thought so. That's what it sounded like. Would you recommend freshing up on anatomy before PT school? Yeah, you can. You can get Swift Notes. If you want to fresh up on your anatomy, go to the link in our bio and get Swift Notes. I think the discount code is already in there. So just check that out. Swift Notes. Link is in the bio. Check that out. I've done a couple of TikToks on it. I use it in our virtual observation hours. So yeah, if you want to freshen up, definitely check them out. Swift Notes. They have a nice little physical booklet and stuff. It gets you primed for PT school. Let's see. Freshen up. Love how realistic you are about everything. I'm so scared. Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate the kind words. I try to keep it as real as possible. Straight to the point. PTA to PT. Yeah, we work with a lot of PTA to PT students as well. So in our accepted system coaching program. So you're not alone. All right, YouTube, is it okay to apply while I am retaking a course? Yeah, you can still apply while retaking a course. It's just while you're retaking a course, just keep in mind that they're not going to see that retake, especially if you're taking it in the fall, until that semester is over. So you're saying, man, I get an A in this class. Man, this is super cool. Man, this should help me get into PT school. I'm applying, and man, this A is going to help me so much. Yes, it will, but they're not going to see that A until it's finalized and you send your transcripts in, which is usually December. Right? January. So just keep that in mind. Good question, though. Oh, you're taking it in the summer. Oh, so you're good. Forget everything I just said. Unless that applies to somebody else's situation. But you're taking it in the summer, then you're good. Yes, you can still apply. Start my first day at PT school tomorrow. Nervous but excited. Hey, don't even try going to sleep. I mean, if you're chill enough where you can go to sleep and get some shut-eye, that's good. But hey, don't force yourself because it won't be easy going to sleep before that first day. Yes. Good stuff. All right. Let's see anything in here in the question box. I think I'm good on the question box. What are the benefits of working as a PT tech? You get paid. You're in the clinic, you know physical therapists, you know how the environment works. You're used to the fast-paced outpatient setting or the inpatient setting in physical therapy. You know how to relate with the patients. You know how to talk with them. You're basically, you know what job you're going to have to do as a physical therapist outside of the technical school stuff. You know what it looks like. You know what it feels like. You know what it smells like. So that's the benefits. Hey, Christine, what's going on? Thanks for joining. Glad you hopped on. Good to see you. Christine's in our accepted system. So I always got to shout out accepted system peeps when they hop on. Work as a PT Tech and you love it? That's what's up. What's up? What's up? Good stuff. Do you like Imagine Dragons? I've heard of them before. I know the name. I don't think I know any songs. So I'd say yes. I think my boss listens to them a lot. So I'll say yes. I'll say yes. Did you like Andrews University? Yeah, it was great. It was fine. It was traditional school. Did what it needed to do. It gave what it needed to give. So yeah, it was good. Start DBT program in September. Favorite tech work was in acute care. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Good stuff. I think we're good. Hour 15 minutes. Did not expect this on this weekend, but we'll do this again either Wednesday or not this Sunday, but the Sunday after. So yeah, look out for that. Follow us everywhere. Get into our world. We do live streams on Thursday night. So check out our live stream on Facebook and Instagram on Thursday. All right. All right. All right. Good stuff, guys. Take care, and we'll see you next time.